This is Tech.io, where we give our input and output it to you. Good morning, YouTube. It's been a while since I made a video. I've been traveling a little bit for work, but I've ordered some pretty cool retro stuff that I want to go through with you guys. Trying to get my collection up a little bit there, and I want to get some more material for streaming. So without further ado, I'll go through it. Purchased myself Final Fantasy Origins. Got this for a really good price, really good condition. I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fan, but I think it'd be something that I would actually want to have one of those life achievements where I actually complete one. I've completed Final Fantasy VII. That's about it. My brother was a much bigger RPG fan than I was, so I would like to be able to go back in time and try some of these games. I do have a bit of experience with RPGs just from watching him play as a kid growing up. I always made a point to watch him play RPGs from start to finish, and Final Fantasy was definitely one of his favorite series. Another one I picked up was Chrono Cross. I've never tried it, but again, watched my brother play it, and I ended up getting this for a really good price on eBay. And it's in, a really good shape. So that's another game that I really want to kind of try out. Vandal Hearts. I hate how there's that sticker on it. I've heard it's a lot like Final Fantasy Tactics, which I absolutely love Final Fantasy Tactics. That was a game that my buddies and I grew up playing. Again, I was more of the bystander watching them play Final Fantasy just for the fact that I wasn't too good at RPGs. They were really, really good at them. So picked up Vandal Hearts, a lot of good reviews. I read up a lot on it. He said if you like Final Fantasy Tactics, you would actually like this game. So hopefully this is a game that I can get some time to stream and see how good it really is. My goal is to complete a RPG from start to finish. Something else that I picked up was a GameCube, but I won't show you the GameCube because everyone knows what a GameCube looks like. So picked up 2 game bonus, Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and Ocarina. I always call it Ocarina of Time, and the Master's Quest of Ocarina of Time, never before released. So hopefully fire some of that up. Metroid Prime 2. Absolutely love the Metroid Prime series. Oddly enough, I've never completed 2. I played the crap out of 1. I just found 2... Echoes was good, what I've played, but it just never had the atmosphere that Prime did. I thought Prime was a better game. It's really kept my interest, and it was just that jump from Metroid and Metroid Samus Returns to Super Metroid, which was huge. Super Metroid was a phenomenal game, but then jumping up to Metroid Prime. And I remember as a kid growing up, and people were telling me that it was a first-person shooter. I'm thinking, how could Metroid ever be a first-person shooter? There's no way that it would work. And I remember seeing it for the first time. I was like, holy crap, this looks really good. And then when I finally got my hands on it, I was just blown away. I couldn't put the game down. I remember wanting to collect everything with a strategy guide, and then when I finished it, I was like, then what? And then kind of everything went away. I was disappointed. There was a little bit of delay. I never heard anything about Echoes. And when Echoes came out, I was so excited to play that game. And when I finally fired it up and played it, it was good, but it just never held my interest as much. But hopefully I can do a little bit of a Prime and Echoes run, and just to see how I can get through those games, hopefully complete it. Tales of Symphonia, never played it. I want to get a decent RPG to stream on the GameCube now that I bought one. And this was the one that was recommended to me. Watched some YouTube videos on it. The combat looks really good. Has some fairly good reviews. And I've heard really good things of the Tales series. So hopefully this is one that I will enjoy and hopefully do some streaming on. And secondly, I bought the Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition. So, well, why would you buy the Collector's Edition? Well, it has the original, has 2, has Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask. For the GameCube, I just want to collect some of these video games here. I got it for a good price. I want to get the collection up. Disc is in great shape. So, can't wait to fire up some of these retro games. I still have a little bit more coming in the mail that I can't wait to share with you guys. But there's something that I purchased that it was extremely hard for me to find, and I finally found one, and then I ended up losing out on the bid, and I thought that all hope was lost, that I would never come across one again. And then lo and behold, there was another eBay auction for one, and not that I threw a bit of money on it, it was fairly expensive-ish. Canadian dollar's not too good, it was all in American dollars, so that didn't help me out too much. But I picked up a Nintendo 64. Well, why would you pay so much for a Nintendo 64? You can get them for about $75 with one controller and all the hookups. That's true, but I picked up a retroactive modified one, and I did have an RGB modified Nintendo 64, and I used it through the FrameMeister, which I felt that the picture was good, but it technically wasn't good enough. I just felt that it still had that blurriness, and then I did a little bit more research, and then I found out that it was actually the system that did the anti-aliasing and the de-blur or blur, so you can de-blur with this modified Nintendo 64. So instead of using the actual video out, it has a mini HDMI port. So you use a mini HDMI and you connect it right to your TV, and then there's some commands that you can do on the actual controller, and then you can go through some settings and make the image fairly clear, upscale it to 1080p, 720p, you name it, and the image is very good. There's no delay. So before I had to put everything through the FrameMeister so everything would run a lot better and look a lot better. Now that I have this modified Nintendo 64, it was just absolutely great. So I'm really excited. I fired it up last night. I actually got home. I flew in here at 2 in the morning, and then I was so excited to fire this thing up and check it out. And the image is a lot more crisper. So I don't know if I want to stream some Body Harvest or some Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And one thing I would like to do is maybe do some comparison videos. What is the difference? Another thing that I purchased as well, which I can't wait for it to come in, is I bought the version 3.3 Game Shark for the Nintendo 64. And supposedly, if you enter some Game Shark codes in, as well as using a modified Nintendo 64, the image is actually that much better. So that's another thing that I want to do some comparison videos on, and hopefully that it works out. So, appreciate you guys watching. I will show a little bit more of my goodies next time. I still have some PlayStation games coming in. I have some more Nintendo 64 games coming in, and I'm kind of debating on buying a Dreamcast. I've never had one as a kid growing up. I hear there's some really good games. I'm just kind of a little bit on the fences. If I do buy one, will I actually get to use it like I use these retro systems? So tell me what you think of the video. If there's any games that you would recommend me streaming or reviewing, it would be greatly appreciated if you put it in the comments below, or if there's anything that you would like to see system-wise that maybe I can pick up and do a little bit of review on, it would be great. So again, thanks for watching, guys. Please leave some comments below how I can improve my videos or things that you'd like to see in the future. Thanks again. Have a good day.